What's up, guys? How we doing out there tonight, huh? How we doing? I think I'm look up some stuff real quick. Get on my research pages ready for this so I can have some info. Just so we can do some fun trivia, stuff like that. I figure give us something to do while we're discussing these classics. And how ironic, I get on IMDb and the first thing that pops up is a Star Wars ad. How did it know? All right, so we're going to get started with that because it'll be the first one we're talking about. We'll get everything set up here. Now, I'm basically going to be using this for trivia and stuff, and IMDb rating, talk about trivia, facts, history, box office. We're going in depth tonight, guys. How are we doing out there? How are we doing? I'm going to give it a minute so we can get some people in here. Everybody can chillax, get some pop, get some chips. It's 12 o'clock. It's Monday, but we're up late tonight or early. Late or early. How would I say that? Would it be late because we are staying up past 12? Or would it be early because it's 12 a.m.? I don't know. However you word it is what we're doing right now. But how are we doing out there, guys? How's your guys' night going so far? We got John still up in here. We got Aiden up in here. What's up, Aiden and John? How you guys doing? I'm doing fantastic, man. We got Chuck up in here. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Chuck? How's it going, man? I just got off of a friend's stream, and we had a really fun stream. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Sexy Monkey is the YouTube name. I think. But definitely go check out his channel. I wasn't on there very long, so if you guys are thinking I'm going to be on the whole stream, I wasn't. I was only on there for a couple minutes, but decided to just hop on here, stream. I was going to do this stream the other day, but I ended up not having enough time to. If you guys recall, it was like 2 days. It was, Friday? Was it Saturday I was supposed to do it, or Friday or something? I was supposed to do it, I think, Saturday night. I had it scheduled for 9:30, but I was really busy. I had a, A.K. Sriracha. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was on a stream with him for a minute, John. It was pretty fun. I wasn't on there for very long. I was only on there for like 10 minutes, but it's because his computer began to overheat, and, he had to head off, which I can understand. The time is way different between us because over there, the sun is up. Over here, the sun is down. So, yeah, there's a big time gap. So I can definitely understand that. Plus, he'd been going for hours and stuff like that. So it's completely understandable. I'm just thankful we had him on the stream. It was very fun for what I was on there for. Taco Bell today. Great choice. Love Taco Bell. Fuck the haters about Taco Bell. Cheers to that. There's so much hate for Taco Bell. I get it. Fast food is just all bad for you. I understand that. I get it. I'm fat. I know. I'm working on it. Like everybody else is working on it, I'm working on it. But, can't roast Taco Bell, man. Like, even just casually having it sometimes, which is kind of how I do it. I don't always have fast food. I just casually kind of get it. Although tonight, since it was Sunday, I did get some Wingstop. Yeah. Oh, we got Mike Truck reviews here. Excellent reviewer, guys. Excellent reviewer. If you guys want to, go check out his channel. He does amazing content. I've been really watching his content lately. I don't comment on all of his videos, so if you're wondering where I've been commenting, I don't comment on all of them, but I have been checking out some of your videos, man. You've been uploading a lot, man. I'm really proud of how much you've achieved. Big shout out to him. He's a really cool guy. Really enjoy his content. And definitely go check out his stuff. His reviews are great. Yeah, I agree, Chuck. I agree. Hey, we got Movie Guy 2005 here. What's up? You ready to talk about some Star Wars, huh? Talk about some Star Wars. Number 15. Top 15 Star Wars films. There isn't even 15 of them yet. I doubt there will be. I mean, considering... That's the thing we should talk about, too, by the end of this video or stream, whatever. Do you guys... I guess I can ask you right now. because we already know the stories about Star Wars. I'm not going to spend in-depth 5 hours talking about Star Wars because we already know the story of the original trilogy, but I'll still talk about them all individually. Do you guys think they're going to make sequels like anymore? Because if you think about it, I think Force Awakens was the last. Nah, I mean, technically Mandalorian was the last positively accepted critically and money-wise and view-wise. Like, The Mandalorian is probably the best thing that Star Wars has put out since The Force Awakens. Just speaking from a critical standpoint, from how most critics look at the series and also how popular it is and how much money it's made, I'd say it'd go Mandalorian, then The Force Awakens, then maybe Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I mean, they made money, but Rise of Skywalker got a lot of bad reviews, and I haven't seen it yet, but I'll definitely check it out. But do you guys think they're going to make sequels, or are you guys thinking that it's just done? They're going to stop? Third favorite flick of all time? Dude, I love Star Wars, all of them. I want to love all of them. But as far as original trilogy goes, they have no problems for me. They're just the perfect, one of the most perfect trilogies out there. Just putting that out there for you guys. One of the most perfect trilogies. And that's the thing about the Star Wars trilogy. Like Chad. Chad? Who's Chad? How are you doing today? Aiden, always say what's up. Steven Smith, what's up? How you doing, bro? Just want to stop by and say what's up because I got to go to work in the morning. FYI, Star Wars is awesome. Star Wars is awesome. Yeah, man, I totally understand that, man. I mean, tomorrow is Monday. I kind of picked a bad day to do a late stream, but I work nights, so staying up for me is just my normal day, unfortunately. I mean, it's a fun thing, but it really affects the schedule. Like, you're always tired and stuff, but, party all night, sleep all day. It's fun being a vampire. But thanks for stopping by, Mike. It's awesome to see you again, man. Great content. Great content. If they go Old Republic, maybe. I would actually – John, I totally agree. I want to see that. I want to see them go back to the Old Republic. I want to see things before – that was before the Jedi, right? Or it was like right before the Jedi, or it was around the Jedi first started? Or was like the first – I can't remember if it was before the Jedi or right when the Jedi started. But that's what I want to see. And I'll get into my theories on – because one day I do want to discuss the sequel trilogy in depth and do the spinoffs, which, by the way, that stream will be fun because I'm probably going to piss off some Star Wars fans because out of the sequel trilogy so far, only like one movie. And out of the spinoffs, one I didn't see and the other I wasn't a fan of. So that will be an interesting stream right there. You can guarantee that'll be an interesting stream. You're watching From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money. My man Aiden, giving that movie respect. You know what, Aiden? Mucho respecto to you, man. That's awesome. I love From Dusk Till Dawn 2. I also kind of like From 3. Like, I just like those movies a lot. I like vampire movies. Star Wars 77 is my top favorite films of all time. I can't really disagree with that, man. It's up there, man. It's a classic. Absolute classic. I don't think they're going to make more sequels, at least right now. Yeah, I can see what you mean. I mean, to make sequels right now would be very difficult because Star Wars recently hasn't been getting, like, they've been making money, but they haven't been making the numbers that I think the studio wanted them to make. And I think critically, like the last movie critically and financially didn't do that good. So I doubt we're going to get another one, but we'll see. I personally don't think there should be any more Star Wars movies because it's like Terminator, man. Just no more. Jurassic Park, I actually have yet to find a Jurassic Park movie I hate. Love Lost World. Of course, the first one's a masterpiece, but I love Lost World. I actually used to give Jurassic Park 3 a lot of hate, and it was one of those things where, I'll be honest, I was on the hate train of it. I was like, yeah, Jurassic Park 3 sucks, guys. I'm cool, huh? In the back of my mind, I'm thinking Jurassic Park 3 is one of my favorite movies out there. Like, it's just how it is. If I'm being honest, I'm being honest. Like Ghostbusters 2. Like, I'm sorry, like they're just some of my favorite sequels. Like I love Jurassic Park 3. I really enjoy Lost World. I really enjoyed Jurassic World, and I thought Jurassic World, The Fallen, what was that, The Fallen Kingdom? That one was all right. So Jurassic Park's okay, but like Terminator, you don't need any more Terminator movies. Speaking of Terminator, I just got done watching, not recently, but I did watch these two movies. I seen Terminator like 2 days ago, and then last night I watched T2. You did not need any more sequels after this. And I like Terminator 3. I even like the fourth movie, Salvation. What's up, really? What's up, Ty? Sorry, guys, I'm over here blabbing on. I'm not paying attention to the chat over here. I'll get you guys this stuff in a second. But yeah, like I was saying, man, these are the only two you need right here. I love both movies equally. These two movies, same fucking pedestal. You don't need T2 with that ending on the road, the highway, and her saying, you know, cyborgs learn to appreciate human lives, and maybe we can learn from that. Maybe we can start doing that. I'm like, yes, fucking yes. Amazing. The shot of the highway going to the future. You know, we're looking towards the future. You know, if machines can learn to appreciate each other and can learn to appreciate, not each other, but appreciate humans and have love for life and appreciate life, maybe humans can too. That's how you end it. I'm sorry. I love Terminator 3. I like Salvation, but perfect story. Perfect. I'm sorry. I know it has nothing to do with Star Wars. It is sci-fi, so I guess it's related, but I had to plug that in. I watched those movies recently, and they hold up to the fucking 1000th power. Okay, let's get to the comments. Ewoks movie, Cairn of Courage. You see, I don't really know about the Ewok movies. They look interesting, but I haven't seen them. I'm watching my favorite movie of all time, The Searchers. Interesting. 1,000 years before the Clone War stuff. Oh, that's cool. Third one is, well, it's terrible, but very entertaining. Yeah, it's not great, but Aiden and everybody in the chat, if you want to see a good-ass, funny-as-fuck, low-budget zombie flick, check out Grave Mistake. It's free on YouTube, legally free. Like, I think the YouTube channel got the rights and everything to upload it for free. It's a legally free movie. Like, it's I think it's done legally. At least I hope it is. But it's a free movie on YouTube called Grave Mistake. Again, like I said, I believe it was free. It said it was legally free. So, but it's a zombie movie, low-budget zombie movie on YouTube. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. Dude, it's so fun. Really, really fun movie. If you like low-budget, gory, over-the-top type movies, it's good. Grave Mistake. The lead guy looks like you guys know the singer from Nickelback? I just imagine that. Same hair, beard, face, same, even the clothes he wears, it's the same style as the Nickelback singer. Straight spitting image of the Nickelback lead singer. And he's the lead of the movie. It's a great movie. It's really well done. For the budget. Clay, man, it's great to see you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, I see Rise of Skywalker's gotten plenty of mixed reactions. Yeah, classics. Absolute classics. Yeah, you don't need any more Halloween movies. Although I am going to give the new ones a chance, I really don't think there should be any more Halloween movies. I really don't. But yeah, I would like to see that, but sadly the studio wouldn't do that. At least I don't think they would. Took a lot from John Carter, which everything has stolen from John Carter, but I've never gotten the essence of John Carter. The series is about a guy who conquers Mars and then the king. I seen the newer John Carter. I liked it. Yeah. But anyways, guys, get into the stream. Before I get into the actual, topic that we're talking about here, which is the original Star Wars trilogy, we got JG here. What's up? Is it JG? Is that really you, JG? Is it your stunt double? Is that JG stunt double or a regular JG? I can never tell. I'm just joking now. Yeah, 2008, Aiden. But welcome, JG. Welcome. I hope it's you. No, I know it's you. See, I can tell when it's really JG. I can tell because the font, the lettering, they can't redo that. And also they JG, the person that copies your account, they literally like put their phone up to a computer screen and take a picture of your channel icon. So when I'm looking at this, I can tell it's your real icon. But the person that's copying you sometimes, they'll take a picture of your from the computer. They'll take a picture and they'll just think it's, hey, what's up, man? It's me, JG. I'm like, dude, the JG is lowercase. Everything's lowercase. That's but anyways, before we get into the topic at hand, I did want to show you guys some films that I picked up recently. And by the way, if any of you guys have the local Walmart close to you, if any of you guys have like a Walmart close to you guys, I would recommend if you're looking for certain movies, especially the ones I'll be showing you here. These movies, except for one, were all either $10 or below $10. And they came with like, not only are most of them Blu-rays, but some of them also, most of them, almost all of them have the digital codes too. So you're going to be getting Blu-ray and digital, and some of them are even $5 for certain Blu-rays. I'll get into it though. But update for you guys, a little added on bonus for being a part of the stream. I want to say thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thanks so much for staying up late and partying on, man. Let's get into it. But I picked up Parasite, which I got done watching, which of course won 4 Academy Awards, swept the Oscars, absolutely swept the Oscars. I don't know. I think it says it won 4. Did it get nominated for anything else? But it swept the Oscars. And I remember seeing this and I'm being like, wow, like, what is this about? Is it about a parasite virus that affects a family? Like, I didn't know what it was about. I never even heard of this movie. And I'm like, this movie has 4 Oscars? Like, what? Like, what is, like, and I knew nothing about the film. And I must say, guys, not only is this one of the best movies of 2019, but it's one of the best movies of the past decade, dude. One of the best films I've seen from the past decade. And I'm not much for hopping on hype trains or trying to hype a movie up as being the best movie of all time, but I will say this is a very, very impressive film. It's shocking, disturbing, emotional, but there's also some beautiful cinematography, beautiful direction, great music, great acting, great leads. The story, this is a classic movie. I don't give a fuck if it's not even 5 years old yet. This is a classic movie already. Classic movie. Yeah, classic movie, man. Classic film. It's not even I don't know if it's a year old yet, but it's already a classic in my eyes. I also got the Dirty Harry collection, which I've never seen a Clint Eastwood movie before. I know it's a sin, but I've never seen a Clint Eastwood movie before. I can't pass up 5 movie set for $7, and I've always wanted to see these movies. So, Dirty Harry set, which is Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact, and the Deadpool. So, if you guys have any feedback on those movies, let me know. I know zero about the Dirty Harry films, so I got those. Found me all right, what else do I want to show? I'll show that last. I got Stallone's Rambo movies, the Stallone Rambo on Blu-ray for $5, guys. $5, Blu-ray and digital. Hell of a deal. You got First Blood, which is one of my favorite films of all time. I love First Blood. They had Rambo First Blood Part 2, which is one of my favorite sequels of all time. fucking awesome movie. We got Rambo 3, a really solid sequel. Really enjoy Rambo 3. Got that on Blu-ray. All original art. Like, come on, you can't pass that up. Blu-ray and digital. And you got Rambo 4. All $5. You know? Rambo 4. Great movie. You know? You think you kill for your country, but you don't. You kill for yourself. When you're pushed, killing's as easy as breathing. Or, I know none of you wants to be here, but we live for something, or we live for nothing, or die for something. Come on, you can't go wrong with Rambo. And then the last thing I got, which I seen that Aiden also got this too. I got the Scream Factory Candyman Blu-ray, which is awesome because $10. I mean, unrated cut, special features, Blu-ray. Like $10 for Scream Factory. If Walmart starts doing Scream Factory, that will be amazing. So yeah, those are my new pickups. And we will get started with the video, the stream. Ow. I have like a chipped part of my nail, bro. It hurts. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Oh, it's not. Can you see that? Like right there. I don't want to flip the camera off. I don't feel like being an asshole. But freaking fingernails like got a crack in it. Ow. That hurts. Fuck. Join the stream. Yeah. I've never seen him before, man. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. That was a lot of fun to do. Sorry it was almost an hour long. I didn't mean it to be that long. Dude, yeah. Fucking blowing people to pieces, man. Got Candyman for $10 too. Yeah, it's great, man. A fucking finger fell off. See this fucking movie did? My fucking finger fell off. The day that happens is the day that is fucking, I don't know, crazy, I guess, is what you would say. All right. So we're going to get into the Star Wars movies. This is the original trilogy. Quick recap. If you guys are curious, most of you guys seen the stream, but I did do a stream quite a while ago, in-depth stream talking about these movies, the prequel trilogy. You guys shared your thoughts. I shared mine. We were all having a big, giant discussion. It was fun. Quick recap, though. I love Phantom Menace, one of my favorite Star Wars films. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It's decent, but I can't really say it's one of my favorites. And then Episode 3 is one of my favorites, Revenge of the Sith. I love this movie. So that's a quick recap of that. Although, if you are curious, most of you guys were at the other stream, but I did do like an hour, 2-hour stream talking about the prequels. But are you guys ready to get into the original Star Wars trilogy? The trilogy that started it all. This trilogy that started a movement, that started an era. You know, it started it all, man. Started it all. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was Star Wars movies. But, yeah, I know that was cheesy. I just felt like being cool and saying it, because if I didn't do it, then somebody else would. But, yeah, let's get into it, man. Dude, yeah, it's $10, man. You can't go wrong with a Scream Factory $10. I mean, I'm salt because Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 Scream Factories are like, you know, I think $100, $200, sometimes $300 for the Scream Factory editions of the sequels. But I do too. I'll be honest. I got an idea. It may not make logical sense because I think I think Harrison Ford. I'm not gonna. What? Wow. Is Harrison Ford older than Kurt Russell? He might be. Why can't Kurt Russell play Han Solo's brother? Yeah. Haha, yeah. See what I did there? Han Solo's brother. Maybe he would show up and be like, what happened to my brother? He died. No! Yeah, I agree. 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with those ratings. How many people seen the stuff? I did. I love that movie, man. I think society now needs a Star Wars type of story, a movie that is a true escapism, that just for a few seconds it makes you forget about everything cold. That's a very big statement, man, and I can definitely see what you mean. I mean, if you guys have ever noticed, and this is actually a good topic, Ty. I'm glad you brought this up. I do miss that because I think everything nowadays is so down to earth, whether it's music, movies, culture, social media. I feel like I'm not going to get too political, but I do feel like sometimes our society stays in this constant, not all the time, there are positive things out there, but there's a lot of negative stuff, like trying to weigh on everybody. And it's hard to stay in a positive mindset. But, I miss when movies were made that used to take you into another world, like RoboCop, Star Wars, you know, Wizard of Oz. I had Wizard of Oz over there. I was watching the other day, man. Magical film. That's why people ask me, why do you love this movie so much, Nate? It's a stupid kids movie. I'm sorry. This is a movie that I wish they would make more often because it's fun. They're not trying to do some edgy, dark, hidden jokes in there, and they're trying to do all this crazy stuff. They're making a very fun, very straightforward, very good-hearted movie. And I'm glad it was a hit. I'm glad we're getting sequels because we need more movies like this. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, the original design was horrible, but they fixed it, and it looks a lot better. And the movie works for what it is. Like I miss movies like this where it would just, it would just take you away into another world, and it would just, you'd be able to just take a breath, take a breather, and even in music back in the day, I feel like was more of an escapism. Like you listen to a Pink Floyd album, what with acid? No, just listen. That's because it's Pink Floyd doesn't mean you gotta take some acid. Although I heard it helps, but you can just sit down and listen to Pink Floyd or Cream or Rainbow, even if you get out of the 70s. Acid, that's like what? Trippy rock or acid rock. I'm not going to say next Steppenwolf, but Iron Butterfly, LSD rock. No. But like just music that was made back then. Like Rolling Stones and even just the Beatles. Like I went back to listen to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And great album. Great album. I miss stuff like the Beatles. I miss stuff. That's why I don't know if anybody out there knows about 21 Pilots, but I really enjoy 21 Pilots because every album they take you into a different world. And I like that. I miss when stuff used to be like Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings. Let's just go into another world. Let's just use this movie to entertain you, escapism, have some fun, not worry about anything. Let's just watch a movie and have a fun time and see a unique and different story. I miss that stuff. I really do. I feel like a lot of stuff nowadays is down to earth, dark, just everything has to be self-aware, I guess is what you say. Everything has to be realistic and dark and like, I know, man. I miss like Crocodile Dundee and stuff like that. Even the comedies I miss, like Beverly Hills Ninja, and it was a good one, Chris Farley, called Black Sheep with David Spade. I just even comedies nowadays. The same thing. Raunchy humor. How many fucks can we say in this comedy? Like how many shocking and disturbing, pretty much, not disturbing, but shocking, raunchy jokes can we do? I miss stuff like National Lampoon stuff, where it was, there was jokes in there, but it wasn't like a fuck every second. It's just like I miss that. Great Outdoors, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Major Pain, Night at the Roxbury, Dumb and Dumber. The list goes on and on. But yeah, I do agree with you, Ty. I wish there was more. I wish everything wasn't so down to earth so much nowadays. Song was a fun movie, but it's not been here. I'm saying with the Hollywood epic. Yeah, I missed that too. Like I know you talk about stuff like Twister, Independence Day, stuff like that. Godzilla, the King Kong movies. I feel like one day they will release that. I agree. You have no pants then. There'd be no jeans left. I agree, man. Sonic the Bad cut. Well, Deadpool has a PG-13 cut, so anything can happen. I love the Sonic movie as well. I actually really thought it was going to loathe it so much after that god awful design, but after they fixed it, I was very happy. Yeah, great movie, man. Very great movie. Do you know what from the experience tonight about listening to Pink Floyd? No. I honestly, to be honest, I only listen to a couple of Pink Floyd songs. I'm not very familiar with their stuff, but I do one day just want to sit down. I just got so much to do, but I'm more of a casual Pink Floyd guy. I'm not the kind of guy who is going to sit here and say, "Oh my God, Pink Floyd," and even though I listen to one song, like, I hate when people do that. Kiss is awesome. Oh yeah, what song's your favorite? Detroit Rock. What's your other favorite? I don't know. It's like you listen to, I don't know. It's like with Motley Crue. Girls, girls, girls. What's their other songs? Dr. Feelgood. I'm like, okay, man. Okay. But, there are some great Pink Floyd fans. I'm just saying there are just certain people who do that. And it's just like, okay. Do you, I already said that. 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s music. Yeah, it was a great time. 90s too. 90s has some good music. What's up, the Vibe Check God? Benny Grimm. We've got a lot of people here. But okay, anyways, before I get off tangent or get off topic, let's get into the Star Wars movies, shall we? How about we get into the first one, which will be, I guess, episode 4, which is the special editions. But we're going to be into Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. This used to be my favorite Star Wars movie. It used to be. I mean, it's still, I would say these two very close favorites for me. I love both movies to death. I love the Episode 5 as well. I mean, that one's great too. But these two were always, it was hard to pick whether I liked this one or like Jedi. I love them both. But I'll be honest, my personal favorite's Jedi. But the story is classic. I mean, there's a reason why the first one still has to be the best one. Classic story. It was made on a very, 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 very low budget. George Lucas was put through a lot of hell to make this movie. So the studio was giving him trouble. The production was trouble. The effects were trouble. The schedule was trouble. A lot of accidents, not really accidents, but a lot of the effects just weren't working right, or they had to spend a lot of time working on this movie, and the movie just pays off. I mean, you could tell they put hours upon hours upon hours of just days and weeks and months and probably years making this movie. The only shameful thing is that this doesn't have the original cut, and I've actually never seen the original cut of Star Wars, any of them, because growing up I had a VHS set which looked just like this, almost exactly like that, only it was a different color, and it was always special edition. That's always how I always seen these movies. So unfortunately, special editions are all I know, but I still appreciate everything in this movie. Um, and to get into the positives, I mean, what else? I mean, I don't even know what else I could say about this movie. The story is classic. The acting is great. You got Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. You've got, of course, Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. You've got Peter Cushing, Alec Guinness, which is Obi-Wan. You've got just a slew of great actors in this film. You got just an amazing original idea. I mean, what else can I say about New Hope? I mean, the story of, and this is why Luke Skywalker works, because in the first movie, he's on just this random badass who, oh, there's Darth Vader. I'm just going to beat the shit out of him, and he's going to go over here, and he's going to get the shit kicked out of him because I'm Luke Skywalker. No. In the first movie, a lot of it is chasing Skywalker. Skywalker's not ready yet. He can't just fight Darth Vader. He'd die. Hell, Obi-Wan, the badass Obi-Wan Kenobi, who went through, battling Anakin in this, battling Grievous and winning, killing Darth Maul. Even he couldn't defeat Darth Vader. And this is just how you do characters right. This is how you do characters right. The dialogue, although I will say this, is the dialogue grade A? Like, even for Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, a perfect movie. Is the dialogue grade A? I can't say it's like the most amazing dialogue, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be. The lines that are there are great. I got one. Great, kid, don't get cocky. Everything's fine here. We're sending the troops up right now. Blast the freaking thing. Tear the ship apart. I want they find him alive or something like that. I fucking butchered that line. I'm horrible at remembering lines. But this shot right here of Luke by the sky, looking at the two either suns or moons. I can't remember if they're two suns or two moons. Dude, just classic. And I respect the fact they actually have the original poster in there, which is pretty cool. With some custom art. Pretty good little DVD set. What more can I say about Star Wars Episode 4 or Star Wars? I'm just going to call it Episode 4 because it says it right there. It says it on IMDb. And I did the prequel review, so I might as well go with it. But Episode 4, classic, man. Classic. Some of my favorite scenes. The bar, I want to say the cantina scene. Just the various creatures and puppetry and the world they create. Such a vast wilderness and deserts and different planets. The spaceships, like the Empire Star Killer. Was it like the Star Killers, what they are? Star Destroyers or whatever. The big giant ships. The Death Star. Just these massive, well-designed sets and spaceships that were all done practically for the most part. Even the special edition really didn't change much. Maybe a couple CGI shots here and there, but these effects look great. They look great. I just enjoy the movie. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I mean, it really, critics since the 70s have been praising it. So, like, what more can I say? It's like Taxi Driver. What can I say about Taxi Driver? That's a classic. It's, Rocky, classic. Like, this is classic. I love the lightsaber battles, which there's not really many in the movie. There's only like one, but still good. The dialogue, not the most choreographed fight, but the dialogue in that. The dialogue is what really sold me with that scene. And just building characters, establishing this universe, the ending battle, destroying the Death Star, blowing up, getting the awards. I agree, Aiden. 10 out of 10, man. A New Hope is a 10 out of 10 film. I absolutely love A New Hope. This is a wonderful film. It's well directed. It's well acted. It's just well done. Overall, a very, very well done film. And of course, it was a big hit when it came out. Massive hit. Like, saying it was a big hit is an understatement. It wasn't a big hit. It was a fucking ginormous, massive, gigantus fucking hit. One of the most successful films of all time. Even to this fucking day, one of the most successful films of all time. Became a movement, became just ingrained. It became culture. The toys. They had things back in the day. You had to pre-order toys. Like, we think about pre-ordering games now, like pre-ordering new video games. Back then, to get Star Wars toys, they couldn't make them in time for the release date. There were so many orders, they could not keep up. They had to make you pre-order. You would buy this box, an empty fucking box. You buy this box, you'd open it, and you'd come this piece of paper, and you'd mail it in. You would mail it in, and they would ship you your toy in so and so much time, like a week or two. That's crazy. Just a gigantic, enormous success. And it got its Christmas special, by the way. If you guys, anybody out there know about that? The Christmas special? Anybody know about that horror film? It is a horror film. Scary as hell, man. Fucking suspenseful, terrifying. I just watched that and I was shaking I was just shaking. I was just trembling in fear at what I was watching. Yeah, there is a Christmas special out there. It's just very hard. It's on YouTube, actually. It's not very hard to find. It's on YouTube. I would not recommend watching it. It's a very scary movie, or a very scary special. Not even a film, it's a special. Very, very horrifying. Yeah, that came out. The toys were hits. You had just... Saying they had merchandise is also an understatement. It wasn't just merchandise. It was just miles upon miles, lists of merchandise, from toys, foods, candy, trading cards, posters, books, magazines, comic books, book bags, clothes, shirts, hats, plates, socks. Heard that voice crack? Fucking pants, everything in the merchandise was Star Wars. They had everything, man. Just incredible to know the big, massive importance that Star Wars had on the culture. And that's like when people look back on stuff like The Exorcist and Jaws and Star Wars and Ghostbusters. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't realize how much back in the day these movies were just phenomenons. Like, Jurassic Park wasn't just a movie. It was a fucking phenomenon. RoboCop, phenomenon. Halloween was a phenomenon. Not as much as like other things, but it still was a pretty big damn hit. Friday the 13th became a phenomenon. Nightmare on Elm Street became a phenomenon. These things become I'm trying to find the word. They just become pop culture. They become part of the culture. They became part of what we knew. Whether it's horror, sci-fi, with the Terminator. There's so many examples of that. And Star Wars is no exception. It is one of the leading examples of a phenomenon of a film. So, of course, they were going to make a sequel. Now, George Lucas didn't come out to direct this one. John Williams made this one, but George Lucas was pretty much on set every single day. It's like Poltergeist. It is a Tobe Hooper film, but Spielberg was there every day. So you can kind of argue well, with that movie, we don't even really know who the director is because some say Spielberg made it and did the ideas. Some say Hooper directed it and then Spielberg did ideas. So that's a very flip flop film. But like that with this movie, director John Williams was, or John Williams is the composer. I'm an idiot. Oh man, John Williams, of course, made the music, and if he directed the movie, that would really surprise me. But directed by Irvin Kershner. There we go. I'm sorry about that, guys. Irvin, I knew it wasn't right. I'm like, there's no way John Williams directed this movie from doing. Like, if he did, then he should get like an award for being a guy who scores movies and then making one of the greatest sequels of all time. He did make one of the greatest scores of all time because think about it. How many sequels follow up the original movie score with an even more iconic thing, like if not more, then equally as iconic? You know, the Star Wars theme song for this, the opening theme song. You know, like how can you forget it? Like it's one of the greatest pieces of music ever. Here, it still got that Star Wars classic theme song, but the theme of the Empire. And of course, this is Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. To me, another 10 out of 10 film. One of the most perfect sequels ever made. A film that probably is the closest to the theatrical cut out of all these movies. Like this and the original, they weren't really tampered with too much. The original did have one thing where it's like CGI stuff, but they also had the whole, you know, Han shot first and stuff like that. But this one was pretty close to the theatrical cut. And to be honest, the things they did touch up on looked pretty good. But yeah, I mean, Episode 5, this is a lot of people's favorite Star Wars movie. The only reason why it's not my favorite is because it's a movie that is kind of the middle step of the trilogy where the Empire does strike back. It's a very dark film. Our heroes do get their asses kicked. It's a very dark, I will admit this, a very, very dark Star Wars movie. You know, our heroes are never safe. They're being chased. The whole movie is a cat and mouse movie where the Empire is right on the coattails of the rebellion. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. Blah, can't talk today. But the Empire is, after the rebellion, very low on numbers. You know, a lot of people are dying. It's a very dark film. So I think that's probably why it's, out of these three, it's the one that I would say is probably, I would put in third place. But, dude, I can't say it's not a 10. It is a 10 out of 10 film. It's one of the greatest sequels ever made. And I mean, why? Because it took the original Star Wars movie, with a very simple plot, and they improved upon everything. The effects look improved. You get more environments. You get bigger action scenes. You got bigger set pieces. You've got more characters like Lando Calrissian and Cloud City, and of course Yoda. And of course, this was the one that I like how they put Boba Fett on here. Yeah, they put Boba Fett right there. He's barely in this movie. He's barely in any of these movies, to be honest, but he's barely in this movie. They put him right in the front. But no Leia, Luke, or Han, but Boba Fett. He's maybe got 2 minutes of screen time. But he's cool. You gotta put him in the front cover. I like Boba Fett. I'm just teasing the people. Boba Fett for life. Yeah, I like Boba Fett. He's pretty cool. But that was pretty funny. But yeah, like the opening scene on Hoth, wonderfully shot with the snow and the ships, the battling these Imperial walkers, which I believe what those are. Then you have these other ones, like the Imperial Well, I know one of them is the Walkers, and I forget the other ones. Guys, can you help me out? I forget the name of the ones that have two. They walk on two legs. The Walkers. I don't know if it's the Walkers or something else, but they have two legs and they fire like lasers and stuff. Kind of looks like a head on two legs. But yeah, you guys can help me out with that. But there's not even a picture of them on here, sadly. Once again, classic poster. I love that poster. Very iconic. You know, I just love everything about Empire. I rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and it fucking was amazing, dude. The scene where Luke is hung upside down, and he's calling out, Ben, help. And he looks and sees the lightsaber, reaches for it, forces it to his hand, cuts down, slices the beast's arm off. Han Solo going out. You can't go out there. The temperatures are too low. I'll see you in hell. And he goes out there. I'll see you in hell. And he just rides out, cuts the tauntaun open, and puts Luke in there to keep him warm. They smelled bad on the outside. Like, iconic, man. Absolutely iconic. And I love the invasion of the Empire. And this is the thing about this movie. The First Order and the new movies, there's no tension there. I don't buy them as a big threat because all I see them as the First Order is another empire. Like, there's no establishment. There's no any of that. It's just, well, they have stormtroopers again. They have another Death Star, only it's bigger. They have a guy in a mask with a voice thing, with his voice. I was sitting here, I'm like, this is another empire. But here it was creative. It was the first time it was done. And they make you believe that Darth Vader can kick ass. You do not want to fuck with Darth Vader in this movie. He will just choke it. You let me down? All right, I want to choke you out. All right, next person, step up. You let me down? Oh, okay, you're dead. Next up, oh, you better not fail me. Or I thought that scene with Lando. Lando's like, that wasn't part of the deal. He's like, consider the deal altered. Pray consider the deal changed or something like that. Horrible with dialogue, but consider it change. Pray that I don't alter it any further. And he walks away, and Lando's kind of like this, as if, Darth Vader's let him know, like, hey, don't mess with me, man. Like, dude, like, Darth Vader is badass in this movie. And there were so many times that I'm watching this movie. Okay, they're called walkers. All right, thanks, man. Thank you, man. The walkers look great, but there's just when they're getting out of Hoth, they're escaping. The Empire is killing people. Luke gets out of there to go train. The rebellion is trying to get away from the Empire. How did I forget the name of this thing? The spaceship. Come on, Nate. Remember the name of the spaceship. It's there. But Han's spaceship. How can I forget the name of it? It's classic. Fuck, I'm an idiot. But, where it doesn't work. To the whole movie, they're trying to get it to work. The Millennium Falcon, of course. I'm a fucking idiot for forgetting that name. Millennium Falcon in this movie, the last movie was kicking ass. Here, it's not working. It's broken. They're fixing it. It's constantly stopping. This is how you do a sequel where the Empire is ruthless. You got Luke. What's up, Trenchy? Yeah, I know. I was like, come on, man. How did I forget the legendary Millennium Falcon? But you see how much I'm geeking out right now for this movie? I've got goosebumps, man. I love this movie to death. That's what I mean. I love talking about these original trilogy, man. There's just a magic to them, which is why if I go into a new Star Wars movie, I'm not expecting much because I don't care. I'm sorry. You will never replace this magic. You just won't. Unless they did direct sequels in the 90s to these, which I guess you could say Phantom Menace is in the 90s, but I'm not going to be too rough in the new Star Wars movies because it's hard to follow these up. Like, how do you follow these three classics up? It's hard. And they tried, but we'll get to those someday. But I just can go on and on. They land on this asteroid, and there's a monster in there, and it has monsters in its mouth. And they fly out, and you realize the mouth closing. Beautiful effect. They get to Cloud City. Luke is training, of course. How could I forget about Luke Skywalker training with Yoda? Yoda's really joking around with him at first, and you just got some great lines like, I can't believe you did this. That is why you failed. Or, do or do not. No try. And I'll be honest, Yoda is kind of motivational in this movie. He does help out Luke. The things he says, the dialogue he says is memorable. The training is pretty cool. You got Luke balancing, picking up rocks. You got him trying to pick up the ship, but he doesn't believe in himself yet. Doesn't believe in the Force yet all the way. But Yoda can go over, judge me by my size, do you? And he picks up the spaceship, puts it down. Wonderful effect, practical, no CGI, thankfully. Just the various planets, the swamp planet that they're on, Hoth, you've got Cloud City, so many different set design, the action scenes, absolutely wonderful sequel. And of course, hands down, my favorite Star Wars lightsaber battle is in this movie. Hands down. Hey, what's up, horror DVD Dad? We're talking about Empire Strikes Back right now. We just got done talking about the original film, which I didn't spend a lot of time on because, it's the original Star Wars movie. It's classic. But what's your thoughts on this movie, man? But yeah, when Luke gets there and they warn him, don't go, you're not ready yet. He's like, I can't let my friends die. And he goes out after and goes, he's going to go and face Vader. He's going to go fight Vader. You're like, hell yeah. But you realize he's not ready yet. But he won't listen. He is not focused. He's letting the dark side kind of distract him from what he should be doing, is what his motivations are. And in reality, if you think about it, Luke Skywalker going there really didn't do anything to change things. It was really Leia and Lando working together with C-3PO and Chewbacca. They got out of there. Luke just got trapped there. So really, if he would have listened to Yoda, it really wouldn't have changed much if he just would have stayed back. But he goes there, and it's badass because he walks in there, and the music is very low, and almost no music. And he walks in, the orange and red lighting, the blue, you've been trained well. And they just start fighting. It's emotional. Luke is getting, beat up a little bit, but he fights back. There's a scene where he falls into this thing that's going to put him in carbonite, and he jumps out of it really fast and impressive. Slices this thing with steam that comes out of it, steams Vader in the face. They battle, and then just goes on and on and on. Vader slices this thing open, this window. Stuff flies around, hitting Luke. He's not focused. He's fighting with anger, just, trying his best. Gets a hit on Vader. Vader gets pissed, of course, cuts his hand off. I remember being a kid being like, oh, my God. Like, that's brutal. Because when you're a young kid, you see this character, Luke Skywalker, who has now been put through 2 films of building up. And you see him fighting his hardest. And he gets his hand cut off. And he realizes he's been defeated. It's a big move. It's a really big move. And, of course, one of the most famous twists in history, which is actually, of course, a lot of people think it's, Luke, I am your father. But it's actually just, no, I am your father. But it would become legend. Vader is his father. Oh, my God. And think about how many movies, I'm having some bad voice cracks today, but think about how many movies after this, the whole brother and sister or father and the son, the long lost father and son. I did hear about that, Ben Grimm. That was very sad. That was very sad. But he did have, I heard he had a pretty good match at WrestleMania. That's what I heard. Heard the match was good, but You know, Undertaker's a legendary wrestler. I'm gonna miss him, man. He's one of my favorite wrestlers out there. Probably my favorite one of all time. Undertaker is a legend, man. It's sad to see him retire, but you know, he's a great wrestler. And I really appreciate all the matches and stuff like that. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. I'm just gonna say that he's my favorite of all time. He's Undertaker. But dude, like the ending fight where Luke gets his hand cut off, and you know, I'll never join you. We can move the galaxy together. And I love how, because when I remember I watched the old VHS tapes, if you have the old VHS tapes of the special editions, Luke falls, but he screams. And I'm like, okay, it's weird because why would he scream if he's choosing, like he's saying, no, I would rather die than help you. So he willingly falls. But in the special edition, the old special editions, the first batch of special editions, he screams. And it was a really bad scream because it sounded nothing like Luke Skywalker. It's like he falls down. But here I like how they fix that. It's no more scream. And he falls. He's hanging on this thing, getting ready to fall to his death. But him and Leia are brother and sister, which is a really weird aspect because she kisses him a lot in this series. Like, you think about it, in the first movie, he got kissed by her for good luck. In this movie, he gets kissed. It's like, I just wonder if Luke Skywalker was like, she's my sister. Cue, like, the Ace Ventura scene when Ace Ventura is like, got the toilet plunger. Einhorn is a man. Oh, my God. Leia's my sister. Yeah, I wonder if that happened to Luke. But he finds out that Luke is he finds out that Leia is his sister, and she can hear him. He's calling to her like, Leia, help me. And the movie ends with the Empire just reigning supreme, and they've pretty much put Han Solo in carbonite. Darth Vader has cut off Luke's hand. The rebellion is at the lowest of the low. The Empire is on top, and they are looking like they're ruling the galaxy again. So it's a really ballsy sequel. The bad guys do win. It's a very different and dark way to take it. I appreciate that. I appreciate the effects. I appreciate the acting. Like, Empire is the perfect sequel. It is. Empire is great. There are certain movies that people hype up that I'm like, dude, I can see people hype up Empire. I will cheers to Empire. If I was wondering, I'm drinking Coca-Cola. But, yeah, cheers to Empire. Now, I'm going to read some comments real quick because I did miss a lot when I was talking. I was over here yapping. Yoda intro was great because not only does he fool Luke, but he fools the audience as well. Yeah, because you don't really think he's Yoda until he says, I can't teach him. He's not ready. He's too old. And you're like, Yoda. It's a great moment, man. Yoda's classic. Classic. Yeah, I remember being a kid and just thinking that was brutal, man. Beginning of the film, Luke cuts off the arm of the snow monster from the beginning. It was a very interesting tie there. I was getting ready to go with Ty's comment. But interesting tie-in, I guess what you could say. Tie-in to the ending and beginning of the film. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Oh, no. Yeah, it's like the most awkward scream. Cue the Joe Dirt scene. Oh, shit. I remember that, too. New Hope. I always like seeing the journey begin and getting the gang together. Yeah, I can agree, man. The first one still a masterpiece. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me too. And to wrap up this video of this stream, we'll talk about my personal favorite. This is kind of the black sheep of the bunch. This is the one that a lot of people don't like from the original trilogy. But I remember being a kid, and this one was always my favorite. It was just always the one that I watched the most. I love everything in this movie. There are some teeny tiny flaws, but I will say this. That is outbalanced by the good stuff. Like there's the flaws from the fuck, and I can fucking rant about this because this special edition, of course, talking about Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, my favorite Star Wars movie, my personal favorite. Return of the Jedi has always been my favorite. But the fucking special editions kind of fucking damaged this movie. Like, when you watch this movie, it damaged this movie. Dude, oh my god. The CGI dance and singing karaoke scene is fucking horrible. Darth Vader going, no! Terrible. Whatever that song is at the end of the movie, even as a kid, I'm sitting there saying, this sounds like that royalty-free, non-copyright type shit you find on YouTube. It's like a flute, and it sounds like a medieval 1700s type music. I'm like, what is this? And I knew it was fishy because later on I found that the original song was an Ewok song the Ewoks were doing. But they cut it out. I'm like, why? Why? You know? So I will rant on that. The special edition of this movie, it is really damaging. But through all of that, I did see clips of the original cut, and so I kind of know what certain scenes were meant to be. It's even though it has some teeny flaws, and even though the special edition of this movie is probably the worst special edition, even through all that, it's still my favorite movie. Because I think it tackles some of the best storylines in the series. With my second favorite lightsaber battle, with a great villain, great step up to the third movie. You have the first movie, which is just the Empire, really, and Darth Vader. Second one is Darth Vader really coming in to being the mainframe. I mean, he even gets his own theme song. The whole Empire gets their own theme song. You know, dun, 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 dun. But in this movie, you get introduced to the Empire. The Empire. You get introduced to the Emperor, who is played by, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Sucks. I forgot his name. Oh, he plays Emperor Palpatine, though. But he did a great job. And you have the Emperor being the main bad guy of this movie. And I love this story. I mean, you got Luke Skywalker, who is fully trained Jedi in this movie. Badass Luke Skywalker. Like, this is how you do it. Like, to me, Force Awakens, the Rey character, I like that character. But by the second movie, she is kicking Luke Skywalker's ass. And everybody else's. Like, literally, she kicks everybody's ass in that movie. Everybody. There's no challenge for her. You know, and it's not because it's a female. No, it's because I love Ripley from Aliens. Look at Aliens. Ripley taking the guns, flamethrower, taping them together. Flamethrower. First movie, you know, putting the alien out of space, shooting the harpoon thing. So it's not because it's a female. I actually like the Rey character. I do. I think it's a good character. I just think the way it's written, you know, the way it's done here, you get to the third movie when he does become a badass, it's believable. You know, at the beginning of the movie when they're going to Jabba the Hutt and Jabba's palace, I love the set design. I just love the way it looks, the puppetry, the very few that's there. It's still good to look at, the puppetry. You got Boba Fett there. You got Han Solo and Carbonite walking in. The set design looks amazing. And, of course, C-3PO and R2-D2 get captured. Then Luke goes in there. And he just opens the door by himself. He just opens it. And these two guards come up to him and try to stop him. He just does this. And they just walk away. They don't even bother him. I'm like, holy shit. I remember being a kid and being like, who the fuck is this? He just did this. And they said, no, walking away. He just did this. And then he wanted to that guy, you can't say Jabba. You will take me to Jabba now. You just take me to Jabba now. He walks in. He's so cool about it, you know. I request the droids and Han Solo. If you don't give them to me, then you will regret. I only send you one warning. And of course, Jabba the Hutt's like, you know, pissed at him, sent down to that pit. And as the effect, some of the effects, I will say, they did some green screen or blue screen with these effects. You could kind of tell, but they're really not that bad. I mean, he gets put down in this pit. You have the stop motion giant creature, which was pretty cool. Fights it, ends up getting the door that comes down and crushes its head. Great scene. Gets out of there. They get to that scene where they're flying over this giant creature thing, which I like the original cut better, where the creature thing is actually practical. Where in this one, it's like a really off-looking CGI thing. But this is a great action scene where Han Solo is blind and he can't see, and Chewbacca finds him, and you know he's like, "I'm all right, buddy. I'm all right." And then they go out there, and he's like, "Boba Fett, Boba Fett, where?" It shoots Boba Fett. And I remember, dude, it used to crack me up as a kid. I'm like, Boba Fett versus Han Solo. Let's see how this goes. He's like, Boba Fett, where? Boom. Oh shit. Boba Fett gets eaten. And I'm like, that's Boba Fett just got eaten? Yeah, hell, even Jango Fett did more than Boba Fett did. At least Jango Fett fought Obi-Wan and almost beat him. But it's hilarious, man. And the story goes on from there. You got Luke and the rebellion, Han Solo and Leia. The rebellion trying to rise up again and trying to pick up the pieces that got lost during when the Empire rose up. You know, they go to Endor. I love the design of the Endor planet, the forest design. The Ewoks never really bothered me. They're just what they are. They're characters. And they're really, people say they're annoying, they're too kid-friendly. I didn't really see it that way. It was just more of just, okay, these are the Ewoks, this is their planet. I didn't never really send it to being like, or I never really seen it and been like, oh, it's just for kids, this is the Disney Star Wars movie. No, it was just like, oh, the Ewoks, cool. Kind of like the Tauntauns and Han on Hoth and the snow creature and, you know, Tatooine creatures, stuff like that, like the sand people. You just look at it and go, all right, cool. The Ewoks, they all look different designs. They do kick some ass, they do kill people. So they're not just, you know, there for PG kids movie. No, they actually do kill people. Like they kill stormtroopers and stuff. So, you know. But I like the stuff on Endor. And the Ewoks are a cool idea. The action scenes are pretty cool. They're on these racing pod type things, and they're going to the forest. Luke is taking his lightsaber, just hitting this one bike, and it flying off and crashing. You know, Leia's doing some stuff. Han's still in there doing some stuff. They're trying to get this force field down around the Death Star, this new Death Star, which, yeah, we'll get into that in a second. And you even have Billy D. Williams in this movie doing something too. He gets to pretty much have the scene where he destroys the Death Star, which is pretty cool. You know, you have, once again, great sets, a good story, especially the ending where it's Luke Skywalker, you know, fighting his father and realizing, you know, he's not going to fall where his father fell. You know, he's going to be the one that, you know, I'm a Jedi. I'm a father before me. He's going to realize he has a future to be the Jedi, you know, the pretty much he is the last Jedi in this movie. And Return of the Jedi is a very fitting title. I mean, it's just the ending battle with the emotion, the anger, then realizing, no, you know, I won't finish him off. You're not going to win. Yeah. Dude, the Family Guy episodes are great. They did a great parody of the Star Wars movies. But yeah, the ending fight, and then when Vader And it makes sense because it was Anakin's destiny to bring balance to the Force. And really he did, because Luke could have gotten killed, but Anakin, that little bit of Anakin in there that was left, finally came out and took the Emperor and threw him down. But he's still alive. Get it? Because he's still alive. He didn't fall down 1,000 feet and get blown to smithereens and get electrocuted. Like, literally, that guy didn't just die once. He died like 3 or 4 times in that one fall. He probably got vaporized because he fell probably into a fucking power core or some shit. He fell thousands of feet into the ship. He fell somewhere. So the ship blew up. He fell, got electrocuted, all that shit. But yet, he's back in Rise of Skywalker. Isn't it so cool? I'm like, how? Like, I haven't seen it yet, but how are they gonna explain? That's like them bringing back Jigsaw in the Saw movies. He's back. How? How the fuck did you do that? Is he a magician? And there's just great stuff in this movie. I love this poster right here for Return of the Jedi. Great poster. I love the green lightsaber. I love Luke's Jedi outfit. The lightsaber battle, the action scenes, the dialogue, the character moments, it's just a really well done movie, man. It's a great sequel. I absolutely love this movie to death. It's my favorite one of the series. It's a lot of fun. It's very creative. I love the different environments. I love the just various things of this movie. Just various things. I love the practicality of it. Usage of puppetry, the various puppetry you actually see. But in the original cut, the usage of puppetry and sets and miniatures and matte paintings, blue screen. I just really enjoy Return of the Jedi. It's always been my favorite one to watch. And the ending is amazing, where Luke finally gets to see his father's face. I want to see you for my own eyes, or with my own eyes. Takes the mask off, looks at his father. You have your mother's eyes. Beautiful. And the movie ends, which with this version, it was some shitty ass music with some flutes, and that was horrible. But it ends with the rebellion winning. The Ewoks are celebrating. I did like how they had a recap. So you have like the planet from Phantom Menace, then you have a planet from Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Then you'll have, Tatooine and then Hoth. You'll have all these different planets from the first, Cloud City. You'll have all these different shots of different planets you've actually seen from episode 1 to episode 6. That was actually a cool idea, a cool little recap idea. There's a scene where you see Hayden Christensen, and it's weird. It is so awkward seeing Hayden Christensen there. He just pops up. He's just looking around. I'm like, Hayden Christensen, what are you doing here? Oh, because he's in the prequels. I'm like, well, but why would Hayden Christensen's ghost appear, not the older Anakin? I don't know. But great ending. To me, this is where it should have stopped. Like, to me, if you ask me, and I'm being honest, to me, in my opinion, this is the Star Wars story. To me. I know some say just this, but I honestly think this is the Star Wars story. This is how I would do it. You have Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, establishing everything, and you have the original trilogy. That's the story for me. I like this story. I love it. And to me, the sequels just took that story and they just flushed on the toilet. Like, oh, there you go. I'm just like, no. They're all 2.5 hours long. You flushed down all this. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it. But because one day we will do a Star Wars sequel stream. But for me, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Great sequel. Another flawless movie. Some problems in there, but to be honest, I still say it's 10 out of 10. I really enjoy it. It's my favorite one. Great film. If I had any problems, though, I will say some of the effects don't really age too great. And you do have a scene where Yoda dies very quickly in the movie. I'll say that too, but everything else really doesn't bother me about this film. But yeah, Return of the Jedi is great. That's why I said, man, I mean, this trilogy is great. This is one of the perfect trilogies out there. Great trilogy. But anyways, guys, we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's going to do it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support on the videos. I have some more videos coming soon. Don't worry. I have some reviews coming soon. I'm actually going to try to film at least one review tonight. But some more videos coming soon. I want to say thank you guys so much for 380 subs. We're almost at 400 subscribers. That's just awesome. I have no words. I'm just thank you. Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it. But anyways, guys, like Trenchy said, stay frosty, stay cool, and peace out. Thank you guys for the support. May the force be with you guys. Peace.